Hello, and welcome to Runway DFW in color, live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. My name is Walt. We are here at 6 a.m. Central Daylight Time. My audio board just died, so I'm working on an option for that right now. But in the meantime, we're going to turn our attention to a UPS MD-11, which is getting ready to take off, I think, for Louisville. But let's check it out now on Runway DFW. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Okay, I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to go get my auxiliary headphones, which should give us a better way for me to talk to you, and I'll be right back. We have no music today, sorry. Stand by. If you can hear me, things are not going according to plan audio-wise. So we may have more or less a silent show today, except for the microphone that's built into my computer, because my audio board is just not sending anything to the computer. So I was going to take pictures and we'll have a nice relaxed show, and I will respond to your questions as best I can. So enjoy the pictures and we'll keep going. And good morning to MR Rice. Glad to have you with us. Sam Richardson. Hi, Walt. That was a nice UPS 6 minutes ago. And it's nice to be with you, Walt. I like DFW Airport. Raina Taylor's up early with us. Happy early 4th, everyone. Yes, in the USA, we are now in the middle of the 4th of July Independence Day weekend, where we celebrate the birth of our nation. But we realize that when we come on the air at this time, it's pretty much an international broadcast, or it's very much an international broadcast, because in most of the time zones in the U.S., we do have viewers at this time, but we tend to get a lot more people from around the world, in Europe and in the Far East and Australia and New Zealand. So we're happy to have you all with us wherever you are, as evidenced by Luke Molds. Good evening, Walt, checking in from New Zealand. How are you? Be sure to give us an update on the progress of your rugby squad. You've been meeting with much success, and we're glad to have you as a part of our Runway DFW family. And we have Runway Collin County here with us. They are a new plane spotting channel. I believe it's operated by a young person, and that person is very enthusiastic about plane spotting. So check out Runway Collin County. Sam wants to know what do we have on deck. We've got, of course, we had that UPS Tri-Jet go out just a few minutes ago. We had a, what was it? We had a 747 go out earlier, but I think we've got another one coming up for departure in this hour, so we'll keep on check with that. And I apologize for the audio. It's not what we had hoped for, but I do have a spare audio board, but I don't have it with me. I've got a spare of just about everything, and I figured that was the least likely thing to fail. So I was wrong. We did have a Japan Airlines Dreamliner come in just before we went on the air. Sunday mornings are kind of quiet. I'm here at this time because of the extreme heat, mainly. You know, there are a lot of interesting aircraft in the late afternoon. Yesterday would have been the second day for British Airways to fly its A380 here into Dallas-Fort Worth, and they canceled that flight. And I haven't checked to see if today's flight was canceled. It has been canceled from Heathrow. It is a daily, it's scheduled to be a daily flight. American flies 2 trips from Heathrow every day, but this was obviously a big attraction. The A380s returned to DFW on Friday for the first time in more than 2 years. We were here for it. It was quite an event. But they canceled the A380 flight yesterday. British Airways did. They've been having some problems with well, let me get a flight here. That was American Airlines Flight 962 coming in from Sao Paulo, Brazil. We welcome Ms. Wolves 13. Hello to you. Shane Blozer, good morning once again from Orlando. Not this Saturday, but the next Saturday I'll be flying from Orlando International to DFW on American. Well, if we're here, we'll try to pick that out of the sky. There you see on your screen a Sun Country jet. I have to check my radar to see where it's going. And that's going to Cancun, so we'll take a look at that here on Runway DFW. Sam is asking, where is DFW Airport? And I should be more specific about that because it's not self-descriptive. It's Dallas, Fort Worth. We're in Texas. In North Texas, DFW Airport. It's the second busiest airport in the world. I don't want to jinx it, but we have this morning the best signal we've ever had at DFW Founders Plaza, where we broadcast from. It is fast, it is clean, and I hope you're seeing a nice sharp picture this morning. Not from this camera so much, because that's our secondary camera, which, well, it doesn't do well in low light as well as our main camera, but that's camera 2, looking towards Terminal D. Well, is that Terminal D? We have to double check that. And Sam wants to know, what are you using to film from? Well, we use two, if that's the question, we're using two Panasonic camcorders. One of them is a kind of a basic model, the one you're looking at now, and the other one is a little more kind of prosumer, but there's no professional equipment here. Sebastian Echeverria is saying good morning, Walt, and good morning to you, Sebastian. Welcome to Runway DFW. We're glad to have you with us. If I sound a little odd or off mic, it's because I'm talking into my computer, and my soundboard kind of died this morning. If it's not one thing, it's another, but so we're kind of making do as far as sound goes, so I can't, it's not as easy to chat because I've got to come over here to the computer to do that, and the camera is elsewhere. And Sam also wants to know, do you film there every time or you go live, or do you move places or just film there? Well, DFW is such a big airport, and they control so much, the airport controls so much property that it's very hard to get close to any of the runways. Now, they have provided us, and I can show you that in a minute. Let me do that now. Hold on. Morning.
Clouds blocking the sun?
Pardon?
Clouds blocking the sun so far?
It's gonna come up and hit us in a minute. But anyway, here is DFW Founders Plaza, which is a viewing area, public viewing area. It's open 24 hours a day on the northwest side of the airport. And this is where we hang out because there's really no other place. There's other places to take pictures of airplanes as they come and go, but nowhere like this where you can get kind of a sweeping vista of the plane coming in and landing. You know, if you just want to take pictures of the planes in the air, there are other places, but this is about the best spot where you can get the full picture from. So that's where we hang out. Emre Yurtas saying, I thought O'Hare was bigger than DFW. Well, as far as departures and arrivals go, and I think this is as of April, Atlanta Hartsfield Airport is the biggest. And welcome Ali Razakali, who just subscribed. Atlanta Hartsfield here in the U.S. is the biggest airport in terms of how busy it is, arrivals and departures, and DFW is the second biggest in that regard. I don't have a list in front of me as to where the other airports in the U.S. and around the world stand, but that's where it stands right now. Segundo, sorry, Becky wants to know, are those bunnies I see hopping around? I don't know. I haven't seen any bunnies around here, although I don't doubt that there are some, because they're pretty much everywhere here in North Texas that I've been. But I haven't seen any here at Founders Plaza. Mostly birds as far as wildlife goes. We're waiting for the sun to rise. Has the sun risen? Oh, the sun is rising, but I'm pointing in the wrong direction. Hang on a second. There we go. There is the sunrise here in North Texas at 6:25 a.m. And I'm pointing at the sun because there's really no airplanes milling about right now. It's Sunday morning. McMahon for subscribing to Runway DFW. Glad to have you with us. I've moved our scanner a little closer to the microphones here, so at least you'll be able to hear some of that. Looks like we do have a little bit of cloud cover blocking the way. Almost looks like Jupiter there, doesn't it? We will have more aircraft for you shortly, as soon as they start operating in our vicinity. Becky Segundo's up early this morning. Perhaps Runway DFW is the cure for insomnia.
3177 visual for 17 right. 3177 to be carried, good morning, man 17 right. Clear to land with 18012 will be one departure side of your rebel. 17 right, clear to land. 1579 tower, you all set? 1579 traffic CRJ on a 6-mile base, wind 18011, RNAV to Sarah, clear 17 right. Intersection Yankee, clear for takeoff. Sarah, clear for takeoff, 17 right, Yankee, American 1579. Compo 111, Lexus 518 right.
That's about the prettiest sunset or sunrise we've seen in a while here. But as you can see, the tripod is locked down, but the wind is buffeting it a bit. There is Terminal D, and One reason for the inaction here on the west side of the airport is that they've closed down the runways. There you see a takeoff from the east side in the background, but the west side is temporarily closed down for the periodic inspection of the runway by the airport operations crew. And Shane checks in to let us know that with a list of the busiest airports in the U.S. Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Chicago, O'Hare, Los Angeles, Charlotte, Orlando, and Las Vegas. Thank you. We do have a plane getting ready to take off here. Let's check it out. Firmo Marquez, good morning. What a beautiful sunrise. Greetings from Curacao. You know, I'm going to guess you've got your share of beautiful sunrises there on that tropical isle. Here comes a flight, an American flight from Austin, Texas. And that was one of those rare landings we have on runway 18 left. That is generally the runway reserved for takeoffs, and 18 right is the one for landings, but for whatever reason, perhaps they're still inspecting 18 right. That one landed on 18 left. Because of some other technical difficulties, we don't have our clock on the screen this morning. It's 6:34 here in the central time zone of the U.S. We've got American Eagle Flight 3760 coming in from Killeen in Texas, and that'll be the next arrival on runway DFW. Well, if you're a fan of tri-jets, you may be able to hear it in the background. There's an MD-11 UPS flight about to take off, and we're going to go over to that now. You're looking at a 21-year-old UPS MD-11. It's going to be on its way to Louisville, which is the primary cargo facility for UPS in the U.S. So most of their planes come in and out of there. Kind of their big hub for transferring traffic. The tug is now pulling away. We'll see it in action. Now, we did see one other, just as we came on the air, another MD-11 off to Louisville. It took off from this side of the airport. Sometimes they get dispatched over to the east side, so we'll see what happens with this one. Everybody wants to know, do you ever get parallel takeoffs or landings? We do catch some. Typically on the east side of the airport, where they have 3 parallel runways. We have 2 over here, and most of the time any parallel action is going, there's one plane taking off and the other plane landing. On the east side, you do have parallel landings, you can see sometimes. And hello, and thank you to Karen McRae, who just subscribed to Runway DFW. Welcome on in. So anyway, this plane makes a lot of noise, so we'll follow it out as it taxis on Runway DFW. Thank you, El Chapo. Appreciate your like and subscribe. don't know if you can hear me, Sam Richardson, but this is going to Louisville.
Short 1 last transit, 22. Where was this was?
So I apologize, it's a little hard for me to, I've got to go between my computer to talk and then back to the camera to take the pictures, and I see your questions and I can't always answer them right away. I'm going to try, now that there's a lull, I'm going to try to hook up a backup microphone here so maybe we can communicate a little better, so hang on there for a second. As you look at Terminal D, the International Terminal here at DFW, and the Central Tower, the third of three, or well, that may be the original tower. There are two more towers. This one is not, the one you're looking at is not used anymore for air traffic control, although you can see there's antennas and stuff on top. Sam wants to know if there's any FedExes today. I think there will be. We don't see too many over on this side of the airport because the FedEx cargo hub is on the northeast side of the airport, and most of their flights come in and out on the east side, although we do occasionally see one or two over here. So, well, if we get lucky, we'll show them to you. Good morning, Rubio 901. This is for a second while I try to hook up a different audio source, so hang in there. got a clip-on microphone now, which I think is working. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, sounds horrible. I'll go back to what I had before. All right, back to this. This should at least sound okay. It's just that I can't speak at you while I'm camera operating. We are in a lull right now. Let me see what's coming in. Hang on a second. We're about to see American Airlines Flight 817 coming in from Anchorage, Alaska on Runway DFW. Yeah, that was an Airbus A321 coming in from Anchorage, and we next have another American flight coming in from Wichita, Kansas on Runway DFW. It's still about 30-45 seconds away. Michael's Aviation and Autos informing us that we've got Japan Airlines Flight 8012 about 90 minutes away. Quite pleasant out here this morning. My thermometer here says 82 degrees, but we've got a nice breeze coming in from the south. And that was the American flight, an A319 model coming in from Wichita.
We're on the east side, American flight 650.
We are Runway DFW.
And operate American
On YouTube.
2260.
Alright, cool, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, 26.
Our next arrival, American Eagle Flight 3647, an Embraer 145, coming in from Abilene, Texas. Got a 777 coming in next from Honolulu. It's American Airlines Flight 115 on Runway DFW. We welcome Mirko Hoykrot. Hello from Germany. Hello, Mirko. We're glad to have you with us on Runway DFW. And Sam wants to know what planes land and take off. Well, if you if you study, the best way is to study Runway DFW. We'll show you what's going on. We see almost all kinds of planes. We had someone ask earlier about the A380, which now does come in and out of Dallas after about a 2-year hiatus. The A380 comes in on, it's a British Airways flight, which now is scheduled for daily service between London and DFW. It was to have made its second arrival yesterday, but it got canceled. They were having some difficulties at Heathrow related to jet fuel. So we've got another flight coming in as we say hello to Brian Ski. Good morning from the Motor City of Detroit. Good to see you. That American Eagle flight just came in from Waco, I believe. Got Luke Molds, where it's now Monday morning already. And we've got Renzo Russell saying hello from Azores. And we have OG Saeed. And we have an in-person visitor, Charles Templeton, who has subscribed. Hello from behind you at DFW Founders Plaza. You have some setup. I always wondered what you were doing out here. Sorry to interrupt your stream. No problem. No interruption. And Fernando Carrizo. Hello from the south of Argentina. So good to have all of you with us. We've got another flight coming in. Let's check it out. We have so many international visitors today. We already told you about Fernando from Argentina. We've got Vinicius Loyola from Brazil. And Henry is saying hello to us from Kumasi in Ghana. So this is truly an international broadcast. And we have more planes getting ready to take off, so let's take a look. If you can hear me, It's going to be American 1794 on its way to Los Angeles.
Good morning, runway 3590, approaching G-Bus 1711.
And this Delta A319 is on its way to Minneapolis, St. Paul. And somebody was asking about parallel operations earlier. We just saw a a flight from St. Louis come in as that one was landing. Let's say hello to some of our visitors here. Dervish, speaking to us from the UK, where it is around lunchtime right now. Mike Barker, I'm enjoying your channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Mike. And Sam Richardson is here from Derbyshire. I always say it wrong. Derbyshire. I gotta get back to England with that pronunciation. American Eagle Flight 3262 coming in from, now I've lost where it was. San Angelo, Texas. And Sam is correcting me. Derbyshire. Is it Derbyshire or Derbyshire? Sorry. Ed Chilcote coming in to us from Wilmington, North Carolina, where it's an hour earlier than it is here. We say hello to Jose Vargas, who misses his dear DFW. Hi from New Rochelle, New York. Chris Griffin is here from Ottawa, Canada. Welcome to you. And Waters is here, our friend from the UK. There's American Flight 1632 coming in from Austin, Texas. And we have our first super chat of the day from Mike Barker. Thank you, Mike, who says, I hope you have some shade for your gear and yourself. Yeah, we're not going to be here much more beyond 9 a.m., I don't think. So that's when it starts to really heat up. And so I think we're going to probably call it quits around 9 o'clock, depending on what the situation is. And there's always something good to watch right at 9, because I think that's when Airline Videos Live starts up from LAX. So you have a kind of a seamless plane spotting experience there. So thank you again, Mike. Mr. Tank 2010 is in Dillsburg, PA. Dillsburg. Don't know that I could pinpoint Dillsburg on a map. Nothing against Dillsburg. Uncle Pat with the TriStar badge is saying good morning from Tyler, Texas. And Just TV Logging says, hi, is this really live? Well, yes it is. I mean, you got to count in about probably a 30-second delay in the in the processing, but yes, this is live. We are totally live.
1189, traffic holds cross on the 17 right to Dakota Lima, contact runway 0.65.
We normally have a clock on the screen, but we were having some technical issues this morning, which precluded that as an option. That was American Eagle Flight 3211 coming in from Harlingen in deep South Texas. Dakota Steinert, good morning from Columbus, Ohio. Thank you for watching. And we have Kim Ditmore from Vernon, Texas. Uncle Car Guy wants to know if there's any American Airlines planes coming in from Indianapolis. I haven't had a chance to really scour the incoming flights this morning, so I'm kind of going. I'm a little bit hobbled this morning because my audio is not working the way I want it to, and so I've got to kind of bend over and talk into the computer to speak to you guys, and that means I can't look at my camera at the same time. And Uncle Car Guy is in Indianapolis, if I want to know. So let's look at some more planes, shall we? That was American Eagle Flight 5772 coming in from Midland in West Texas. John Franco's saying good morning from Clarksville, Tennessee. Feels good not to be roasting in the Texas heat. Well, it's not too bad here right now. 83 is what our official Runway DFW thermometer is telling us. We've got a nice breeze coming in from the south. Vladan Selakovic saying Captain Stokovic, Lufthansa Sitcher Director, and myself wish you bright morning. Well, we wish you bright morning too. Well, it's probably not the morning where you are, but thank you. More planes. And we just saw American flight, or American Eagle flight. Where was it? Where did it go? Well, I lost it. But we're about to see American Airlines flight 2768, an A319 coming in from McAllen, also in South Texas. So let's check that out. Eddie Jones, we may be getting a heat wave next week. 30 degrees Celsius in the UK. So far the weather's been up and down, mostly down. Sorry to hear that. We have a lot of new viewers every broadcast. Spoonie G saying hello from Grand Prairie, which is a Dallas suburb. That, my friends, was American Airlines Flight 2342 coming in from San Antonio at Boeing 737-800. And it looks like stepping up to the plate in just a second will be Spirit Airlines Flight 207 to Las Vegas. That's going to be an A320 Airbus. So let's see if we can follow that. And Ken G is informing us about the, is it Uncle Car Guy wanted to know about the American Airlines flight from Indianapolis. We should be seeing that at 9:45. I don't know if I'll still be here, but if I am, I'll put that up. TSCLEV. Hello from Austin. Wish we had a good viewing area at our airport. It's very lacking. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. So getting back to Austin, we had, well, talk about that in a second. Let me get this, catch this Spirit flight taking off. And as you might have heard, that's American Airlines Flight 2114. This is off to Santa Ana, California, John Wayne Airport. And next we'll have American Eagle Flight 5820 coming in from El Paso, a CRJ 900. So we're talking about Austin Airport a couple minutes ago. They have a very nice place to spot planes. I believe I think it's on the south side. It's called the Family Viewing Area. I believe that's what it's called. And it's open to the public. It's a little park, and great place to spot planes from in Austin if you are in that vicinity. And I got permission to go up on top of one of the parking garages, and that's also an excellent place to spot planes. If you'll check our archives here at Runway DFW, you'll see our visit to Austin. I think it was at the start of May. And I think Jamila's question has been answered in the chat. She wants to know, well, where is my favorite Southwest? And yeah, for a kind of political reasons, Southwest has never operated out of DFW Airport. They're exclusively at Dallas Love Field, even though they're in the same city. Conversely, you won't find many other airlines operating out of Love Field. I believe currently it's only Alaska and Delta which operate regular scheduled flights out of there, in addition to Southwest, which dominates. But here at Dallas Fort Worth, American and American Eagle do dominate the traffic here. They've got about 85% of the passenger traffic in and out of DFW Airport. American is, of course, based just subscribed. Thank you. And Uber pilot Dave saying American headquarters at DFW, well, just south of here, technically in Fort Worth, and Southwest is at Love Field in Dallas, not too far from one another. And we've got the morning flight from Maui coming in. It'll be a Dreamliner, American Flight 116. We're about to see that next on Runway DFW. Sam Richardson saying, hello from Manchester. Walt, so far this live is going really well. I'm really enjoying it. And guess what I'm eating? Popcorn while watching this. It's like a movie watching planes from Texas. Maybe the nicest compliment we've ever received. We have our Austin friend checking in again. I do like the family viewing area, but it's been years since I've been there. Sometimes the runway you can see is used for general aviation. Can't see the longer runway well. I should go back. Yeah, the morning I was there, we did see a variety of private aircraft, private jets, which is fun. But there were also just a number of regular, Southwest and 737s and smaller aircraft. I think they do reserve the other runway for the larger planes, the international flights. But let's see if you can check out one of those parking garages. They've got a nice I think the one I was at was pretty new, so maybe you didn't see that. Laura notes that that one did a little wheelie while landing, that American Dreamliner. Yeah, the one from Maui came in and it was on its back wheels for a longer time than I thought maybe it should be. I don't know. I'm not a pilot. Hello, Rich. Good morning from Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Great to see you from one of the origins of our democracy here in the U.S. on this 4th of July weekend. Now we're about to get treated, if my information is correct. We will get to see a Cargolux 747 take off for Chicago O'Hare. It'll be an 11-year-old Boeing 747-8R7F. And it looks like this will be a special livery with the 50 years logo in the Cargolux logo. So we'll be seeing that in just a second. Let me point the camera where we should be seeing it. So the Cargolux will be poking its head out right there beyond that. There's a series of stop signs there. But yeah, we'll get a good look at that as it takes off. I don't know if the flight controllers will direct it over to the east side for takeoff to Chicago. Sorry to see you go, Emery Yurtas, but we're glad you got to spend some time with us this morning. And hello to Runway Collin County. We mentioned you earlier. Mrs. Runway DFW found you yesterday and was worried that you might be a competitor. And I told her no. Runway Collin County is a YouTube channel doing narration of flight radar. So we wish them well. Check them out. Roger Williams is here from Michigan. Thank you for the replay of the Speedbird A380. He refers to the British Airways flight, which we saw on Friday. A few years back, I was there at Founders Plaza and saw the Qantas A380 arrive. Yeah, Qantas suspended its super jumbo service at the start of the pandemic, and we hadn't seen any 380s here at DFW since then until Friday. And then yesterday, Saturday was supposed to be the second flight of the British Airways A380, and that one got canceled by BA. I believe there was some problem at Heathrow in London to do with jet fuel supplies, and I guess they've got that sorted out. I believe both American Airlines flights from London made it here, although they use smaller airplanes. Well, everything's smaller than the A380. I believe American has one Dreamliner and one 777 flight from London daily. So I don't know if the A380 will be back here today. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are hoping it will be on a Sunday afternoon. And while we've got a moment here, we'll talk to Raina Taylor, who is our Special Olympics equestrian champion, and she wanted to make sure that we knew that she's competing at a major big horse show next week, the Palomino World Championship show, and she is headed to the land of Lincoln, Illinois. So good luck to you, Raina. Let us know how things go. Ron sees America, and right now he is seeing Runway DFW. Welcome to you, Ron. What we're looking at right now is the point of departure for a Cargolux 747. It, I think, is just pushed back, and we should be seeing it pop out from over there. Meanwhile, over at the International Terminal, things are quiet. They're kind of quiet in the skies, too. But anyway, we can look forward to a nice Queen of the Skies to light up our morning. We've already seen two MD-11s go out, UPS. Good morning to you, Craig Russell. Thank you for being with us this morning on Runway DFW. Tom H. has an endorsement for the King of the Skies. He used to fly in the Emirates A380 to Dubai all the time. What a wonderful aircraft. Yeah, I can't say that I've ever had the pleasure. I hope to someday before they take them out of commission. And Tom wants to know, is that runway 18 left we're looking at right now? Yeah, we're looking at 18 left and 18 right. Our viewing point is at the north end of those two runways, the two parallel north-south runways here at DFW. So that is where we are, the northwest corner of the big airport here. With the block it right now, though.
Yeah. I was watching at home. They come down here for coffee.
It's a nice option to have. Rich Morgan wants to know if there's been a lot of flight cancellations at DFW. I don't know. I haven't looked at the departure board today, so I'm not sure. Gable the Rebel says, I think my apartment could fit in that plane. Looks like we've got another arrival on 18 left for some reason. Usually they arrive on 18 right. We'll see it there in a second, I think. There it is. Like it. followed that cargo Lux off to Chicago O'Hare, about as far as we could do it. Pardon me?
The Speedbird 380 just lit up at Heathrow.
Oh, it did. So it's going to come today. Well, I have word, hearsay evidence at this point, but that the British Airways A380 has lit up on the radar at Heathrow Airport. So those of you who will be here at the DFW Founders Plaza today should be able to see it coming in at its, I don't know if it'll be in its regular time, but in the 5 o'clock hour, I think, is when it comes in. There you see a Japan Airlines flight. And my phone would turn on. That's flight 6713, a Dreamliner going to Narita. And before that, we're going to take a look at United Airlines flight 2371, an A319 on its way to San Francisco on Runway DFW.
Runway 18 left, clear for takeoff, departure 6713.
So we've got sort of a break here. Hang on a second. Had to nuke some inappropriate messages. Sorry to see you go, Kenji, but we'll see you next time. Thank you. We've got some airline commercial music talk going. Gebel the Rebel saying the song Rhapsody in Blue was such a good theme song for United. I wonder how much they had to pay to use it. I don't know. Was that song even old enough that it could have been public domain? I don't know. Of course, it's a Gershwin song, George Gershwin. But my favorite, I don't know, the one that sticks in my mind, the airline theme that I can't get out of my mind is Delta is ready when you are. You know, it was such a cool song. I don't want to sing it. I did find one instance of it on YouTube, the one I was thinking about, but it's a good slogan. I don't know if any airline could live up to that slogan right now, though. Being ready when you are. Joan Dang, not just subscribe to Runway DFW. Thank you for joining our little club. Somiel saying, see you later, Walt and Charlene and everyone. Glad to have you with us today. What you saw going by there, flitting through your screen, was American Eagle Flight 3907 from Grand Island, an Embraer 145. And now we're going to take a look at Frontier Flight 2133 on its way to Las Vegas. It's going to be an A320 with the livery Joey the Opossum. So watch out for Joey the Opossum. Bob Bell letting us know that Emirates 777 is on its way from Dubai at 8:50. We'll be here for that. LMEN, interesting livery on the Frontier. Yeah, the Frontier has animals on its tails. It's kind of their trademark. Taylor wants to know if I'll be live here when the A380 gets here this afternoon. No, I will not, unfortunately, not today. It'll have to be some future date. But, yeah, I do hope to get to meet you at some point in the near future, Raina. Deborah Klein is saying, my internet connection is too slow. Don't ever move where satellite is the only option. Well, we moved to a rural area of North Texas where there's no cable, not even regular phone lines, you know, where you could have a modem. So our only option was to use some kind of fixed wireless. And it was okay. And I'll get back to that story in a minute, right after we watch United Flight 1182 and A319 take off for Denver. We'll be right back with that. Hang on. As we say good morning to Terry Daniels from Interlochen, Florida. Runway Collin County is informing us that British Airways Flight 113 just took off from Heathrow. That's the A380 that's on its way to Dallas today. That'll be here later this afternoon. Commercial talk from Becky Segundo, who remembers that America West Airlines commercial RESPECT. And I don't think I ever lived in a place where United Southwest was flying to, so I never saw that commercial. Regional one. DFW plane spotting. Good morning, Walter. Good morning to you, DFW plane spotting. We've got an American Airlines Flight 1343, an A321, headed to Cancun, just as we're having another American Airlines flight, another A319, Flight 1924, coming in from Querétaro in Mexico. So, get to see a couple of planes. A moment. So there you go, some double barrel A319 action. And now we have American Flight 1343. Headed out to Cancun. It'll be an A321 on runway DFW. So we're talking about rural internet connectivity, and so I used this fixed wireless system for a few years. I think it was limited to, it topped out at about 25 gig up or down, and 2 or 3 up. It was okay. We could watch movies and stuff, and I could do my job. But then about a year ago, we got hooked up with something T-Mobile is offering in the U.S. called Home Internet. And it's just a box that you put in your window, or I've got mine in my attic. And it gives an incredible boost to speeds. Now, it's nothing like having cable or fiber, but for being in a rural area, it's quite adequate. So if you live in the U.S. and you have that available in your neighborhood, you might want to check it out. You can get it on a trial, T-Mobile Home Internet. And that's Internet Talk. Now we've got American Flight 579 coming in from Chihuahua in Mexico, an Airbus A319 on runway DFW. And we say good morning to Hugo DeCara. Good to see you, Hugo. Let's see, more internet talk from Eddie Jones. There's a new type of fiber network in some parts of the UK. 6G master in the towns feed from fiber channels. And there's a receiving antenna attached to your home. That sounds pretty spiffy. Good morning to you, Breezy. Sleeping in a little late today. That's not such a bad idea, I don't think. We should give a station ID. What time is it? It's I've lost track of time because we don't have our clock. 8:17. So because we don't have our soundboard, I'm going to have to do it kind of in a cheesy...
To do that, you'll need to turn off airplane mode.
Oh no. To do that, I'm going to have to do it cheesy audio acoustic coupling, as we used to call it. So let's see here.
Live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas, this is Runway DFW in color.
Okay, we've got an A321 American Airlines flight 524 on its way to Los Angeles. Let's take a look. That, my friends, was American Eagle Flight 3598 from Lexington, Kentucky, at Embraer 175. And we've got coming in now an A319, American Airlines Flight 1017, coming in from Silao in Mexico on Runway DFW. Well, the Rebel has a question for pilots. Do they strive to put both rear wheels on the ground upon landing, or the right wheel first, then the left? I don't have the answer to that. I'm not a pilot, and I don't play one on streaming video. But yeah, we do have pilots who chime in occasionally, so we should get the answer to that. I would imagine, I'm just guessing, that the goal is to get both rear wheels down simultaneously, if possible. But that's not always possible, given whatever the wind is doing at the time. Here comes American Flight 2325 from Albuquerque, a 737-800. Kind of looked like all the gear on that aircraft hit the ground at just about the same time. We've got American Airlines Flight 1066 coming in from Mexico City, the 737-800. Next for you on Runway DFW. But it's kind of a ways out now, so stand by for that. That was a Spirit Airlines flight coming in from Miami over there on the east side of the airport. An A320. And it looks like we've got an American Airlines flight coming in over there as well. Flight 1369 from Tampa. Let's take a look at that. The action over here on the west side, so we'll take a look at another east side arrival. This will be, where is it? American Flight 2435 coming in from Savannah. It's an A319. A-List Flyer checks in. Good morning, everyone. Beautiful morning here in North Texas. It is up to 85 degrees at our transmission point here at DFW Founders Plaza. We finally have on approach now a plane coming in here on the west side. This will be American Eagle Flight 3510 from Chattanooga in Tennessee. American Flight 520. Is that it? No, I don't know what that one is. But we've got a Japan Airlines flight coming in momentarily, so stand by for that. So we've got a Dreamliner coming in from Tokyo, Japan Airlines, and we've got a Dreamliner going out, American Airlines, to Phoenix. Double Dreamliner action. Ben Sparnberger wants to know, or is Tokyo Narita or Haneda a bigger airport, or are they similar in size? I don't have the answer to that. Maybe somebody in the chat does. And that was American Flight 2558 coming in from Fort Lauderdale in Florida, 737-800. We've got an A319 headed out, American Airlines to Montrose, Colorado, I think that is. going to Morris Reddick from sunny South Dallas. How are you doing, Morris? Stay cool today. Runway Collin County, a budding plane spotter, says that they made their morning show at Philadelphia. Go check it out after the stream. Will do. Ross is checking in. Hello, RDFW and gang, from a 91 degree Lake Havasu, Arizona. So it's 91 degrees. It's what, 6:40 a.m. there. So I imagine it's going to get a little warmer there, I would imagine. Lake Havasu. That's the one that has the that had a London Bridge move to it, isn't it? I think so. Here comes Korean Air from Seoul on runway DFW. Morris wants to know if we are having audio issues. We are today. My regular audio board just flaked out on me, so I'm talking through the computer microphones today. Runway Collin County wants us to know that the Emirates 777 from Dubai will be here in 17 minutes, passing Sherman, Texas, which is in the northern, a little farther north of here. And rumor has it the BA A380 is landing at DFW around 5 o'clock local time today. That sounds about right. That's when it should be here. On its maiden flight to Dallas, it was a couple hours late. Yesterday the flight was canceled entirely, so we will see. We've got American Flight 3687 coming in from Aguas Calientes in Mexico. And there's the Pepsi plane. And Ross is we've got a Delta flight on its way to Salt Lake City. It's an A319. we got here? We got a bunch of planes getting ready to take off. The one on the left side looks to be American Eagle 4942, a Mitsubishi CRJ701ER off to, well, parts unknown. Don't have a destination for that one. Got other flights lined up for Oklahoma City and Houston, and 2 flights to Houston actually. 2 American Airlines, well, 2 American Eagle flights to Houston at the same time. And here comes a American Eagle flight from Bismarck, North Dakota. Did I say North Dakota? Is it South Dakota? I always confuse myself on that. Reed says it seems like American Airlines owns DFW. Well, there are, as we point out quite regularly, there are 5 terminals here, 5 passenger terminals. 3 of them are exclusively occupied by American Airlines, and American Airlines also has positions in the other 2. So, and in America, between American and American Eagle, they control about 85% of the traffic here. From El Paso, here comes American Airlines Flight 812 and A321 on runway DFW. Good morning, MJ Scanlon Photography. Welcome to our stream. We are now waiting for, where'd it go? American Flight 102. It's going to be a Boeing 777. 777-223ER coming in from Honolulu. 22-year-old bird. And we're going to zoom into it now on runway DFW. bunch of planes in the queue to take off here on runway 18 left. Let's take a look.
Monitoring air traffic control. Are you monitoring air traffic control as well?
Yes, sir.
That's neat.
The ice is all water. There is no ice on board. We need to cater with ice, please. 58 departure today. Good day. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Wondering why there was no messages coming in on my phone. The phone I'm using to monitor what you guys are saying has froze up. Gregory 73 to 6. Thank you, Gregory. And you know what has happened? I've got a Google Pixel 3 XL, and it is now, the battery is expanding, so I think I'm not going to be able to use that one anymore. And we have a user called HDEUVI who is using a foreign language to check in, and so if you can use English, that's preferred, so that we can all understand one another. We're waiting for the Emirates airplane to come in from Dubai, and I see it now. Unfortunately, it's not going to land on this side. It's about a minute away. We'll track it from our vantage point. This will be Emirates flight. Well, I don't think we have a flight number for it, but it's coming in from Dubai after a 14-hour, almost 15-hour flight. Well, we followed that tail about as long as we could. Craig points out that Emirates used to fly the A380 to Dallas-Fort Worth, but they stopped that a few years ago. We did get to see then Qantas flew their A380s here, and that stopped at the start of the pandemic. And I don't, the computer, the MJ Scan is talking about a user HDUVI, which I don't have the ability to do anything about it right now, because the phone I'd been using to monitor has expired, unfortunately. There's the Reno Air. No, is that Reno Air? Yeah, I think that's one, the green plane there. That's the American Airlines Heritage Livery Reno Air. One with that green tail there. So yeah, I had a phone bite the dust. It won't even turn off now. But the case is blowing out the back. The battery has expanded, unfortunately. And I had the same thing happen with a previous version of this phone, which Google replaced for me, but I don't think I'll get a replacement for this one. Let me just see if there's anything more of great interest in the vicinity, and I don't think so. And I think this would probably be a good time. Well, it's never a good time to sign off, but it's a time for us to pack things up here at Runway DFW, and I want to thank all of you for sticking around with us this morning for 3 hours of plane spotting action. think we've had a good signal today, but we did have some other technical difficulties, so we appreciate all of you from the US and around the world for joining us for this edition of Runway DFW, live from DFW International Airport in Texas. We hope to be with you again later this week. We hope to catch a glimpse of the big A380 once again. And, Danielle Zorel wants to know, thank you, Eddie. What livery is that American? That green livery, it's Reno Air, I believe. And Morris is confirming that. That is one thing about being here at DFW. I think we've seen almost all the retro liveries over the last few months. So watch out for those, and we will see you again next time on Runway DFW. My name is Walt. So happy that you could join us today. And check out our other videos on the Runway DFW channel if you have nothing better to do. And I believe just starting up now, if you haven't had your fill of airport activity, tune over to Airline Videos Live with Kevin from, I believe he's at the H Hotel again this morning, and he's got his Sunday marathon ready to go, or maybe it's already started. I think it's supposed to start at 9, so it sounds like a good option if you're near a TV set or a screen and you want some more airport action during the day. So thank you again for hanging out with us at Runway DFW, and we'll see you next time.